Living on the edge of a small rural community has its perks: peace, space, and the freedom to raise livestock on my property. My cattle and goats have roamed freely along a designated path I've maintained for years, a vital route between pastures and water sources. But one day the Homeowners Association, HOA, in the neighboring development decided to block that path with a fence and a locked gate. What they didn't realize was that I'm a retired military officer, and I wasn't going to let this obstacle stand. It began when the new HOA board, eager to enforce community aesthetics and property lines, installed a gate across the dirt road that has served as the livestock path for decades. No warning, no permission, just a fence that cut off my animals from their grazing grounds. I discovered the blockage when one of my farmhands called to say the cattle were confused and restless, unable to reach their usual fields. At first, I tried to resolve the issue calmly, sending a letter to the HOA explaining the historical use of the path and the harm the blockage would cause to the animals in my farm operations. I even offered to meet and discuss alternatives. But the HOA chairperson, who I later nicknamed Karen, responded with a curt letter claiming the path was private property belonging to the HOA and that my livestock had no right of way. This was when I decided to take a firmer approach. I am a retired Army captain with 25 years of service, accustomed to dealing with tough situations through strategy and discipline. I researched property deeds, easements, and local laws, discovering that the path was an established livestock easement dating back over 50 years, protected by both local and state agricultural regulations. The HOA had simply ignored these legal rights. I gathered my evidence, maps, historical documents, and testimony from neighboring farmers, and requested a meeting with the HOA board. At the meeting, I remained calm but resolute, explaining my military background only to underscore my commitment to protecting what's rightfully mine. I outlined the legal facts and reminded them that blocking the livestock path could lead to costly legal action and damage to the community's reputation. The board was taken aback. They hadn't expected me to come prepared or to know my rights so thoroughly. Karen tried to argue again, but the other board members quickly realized the potential consequences of their actions. After a long discussion, the HOA agreed to remove the fence and reinstate my livestock's access immediately. To prevent future conflicts, I proposed forming a liaison committee between the HOA and local farmers to ensure ongoing cooperation and mutual respect. The idea was accepted, and I was appointed as a community advisor, helping to bridge the gap between rural traditions and suburban development. The incident became a valuable lesson in communication, respect for history, and the importance of standing your ground with knowledge and professionalism, values I carried from my military career into civilian life. Now my livestock roam freely once again along their rightful path, and the community is more aware of the delicate balance between progress and preservation. And as for Karen, she's learned that sometimes behind the calmest exterior, there's a retired military officer ready to defend what matters.